first coming in last. Went to the bank, happy alive. Nigga fuck love, rather by rap. Nigga fuck love, rather by rap.
Hey, welcome to episode 18 of Woodcrest Certified. 18, and we got some of the boys back in here. We got Kenny, we got Sean, even though that's Austin's. I don't understand why your name shows up as Sean on here when your first name's Austin.
Because
Like
of
I
the
understand,
name, bro.
Because he
I
typed it in
understand it's
as
your middle
Sean.
name. Yeah, but
No,
why
Sean's
though?
my first.
Oh wait,
You're
Sean's your
getting a
first
neck
name?
rookie. See how confident that nigga came on. Typical white guy.
Dumbass.
How am I supposed to
Typical
know
white
his
guy.
first name is Sean and everyone calls him Austin?
Dumbass.
Because he said that before.
When did he say that? I don't
I'm
remember.
pretty sure
paying
you've asked him
attention,
about this
nigga.
before.
Yeah,
I
They
didn't
got
ask
all
him
the
that.
facts. They never paying attention, nigga. That's just typical script of a white guy in America, bro.
Anyway, like, comment, and subscribe.
Yo, we're not gonna have no white subscribers.
Dude, I had one of my boys was talking about he was listening to one of our podcasts, and he was like, "Yo, I don't know if I like caught a weird one, but y'all was just like super deep and talking about like racism and shit." Like, it's like
It
so I
made
don't-
him uncomfortable.
Nah, I don't know. He didn't say it made him uncomfortable. He was like I don't know if that's like all your episodes or whatever, but I was just like, holy shit, these guys are going in right now. And I was like, it's not really a one-off type of thing.
Yeah, I think we've had like 2 or 3 episodes dealing with like, different variations of like social justice or whatever.
Yeah. Which is like, yeah, it's a good thing to talk about. So these things need to get spoken about. But
Too bad we're so
anyway,
fucking stupid.
yeah. But again, guys, thank you for tuning in. Again, like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell notification, so that way you get notified whenever it is that we post a new video. So, with Austin and with Kenny here, there's a topic we've had on the list for a while that we haven't gotten to yet. But because these are our big Orlando Magic guys here, our Orlando Magic historians.
I'm not a big Orlando Magic guy.
Nigga, according to you
you're,
are.
You're the
nigga.
historian, bro. You're the Orlando Magic
That
historian.
nigga could tell you all the Raptor stats. He's like the Raptor fan.
Let's start with how good was Dwight Howard's supporting cast?
Trash.
Like they were really like not that bad.
In
Like,
the last 25 years, or let's say 22 years, or no,
Mhm.
we'll do 21. There's been so since 2000, I would say they're the bottom 3.
bottom 3. They're
Yeah.
better than the New Jersey Nets in 2002. They're better than
Sixers, early Sixers.
we're talking about the Sixers and the Cavs are easily the 2 worst, right? And then you have the 2000 what Pacers. Like name me their 3rd best player.
Who, the Magic?
No, the Pacers in 2000.
Jalen
I can look
Rose.
that up. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and even then, like we're comparing.
I honestly, I could go on a poll and I could tell you no one in the fucking world can tell me who Hito Tokurlu is. We just know him
Bro,
because
he was
he's in
getting-
Orlando. He played in our backyard. Like
He was getting buckets, bro.
he
was nice for the
Yeah.
Clippers, too.
He was actually the only good one. And Rashard Lewis.
Oh, and Rashard Lewis. Like,
I mean,
Like-
decent. Like that.
I'm saying as a number 3 guy, that's fine though. Like all you're expected
Right,
to
like-
do, like you're going against the other wing. He's fucking 6'10". He can put the ball on the floor. He can post up. Like he doesn't have to be some exceptional player. We're talking about 2000. What was this? 2009.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't like today where everybody has 3 Hall of Famers on their team, or every championship competitor has 3 Hall of Famers. Like back then, it was just if you had 2 All-Stars, you had a chance, and that's what the Magic had. Like they weren't a bad team, and then also like their road to the finals.
I was gonna say they were so good that you say they have the easiest road to the finals and they didn't deserve to even be there. Like
Yeah, I'm saying like they won the games they were supposed to win, bro. right? Like
it can't be both though. It's like either they had an easy
and
road and they don't belong there, or
it
they're actually
absolutely
good
can.
and they did belong there.
It absolutely can. Like the Cavs had some easy roads too, right? The
A
Cavs
lot.
into the fucking
The LeBron
second round.
Cavs.
Yeah, they had some easy runs too. They won all the games they were supposed to win. I mean, they were a good team, but I'm saying like
They were a good
they
team.
had an easy road.
Yeah,
I thought the whole point of this
the East
argument was that
definitely
the
wasn't what it
Cavs
is
were the
now.
worst team to make the finals.
No, I'm saying like the whole point of this argument was that Dwight Howard supporting cast wasn't that bad. Like you make it seem like I'm saying like the Sixers and the Cavaliers are the standard for terrible supporting cast. I'm
Okay.
saying there's a fucking Grand Canyon in between them. And
I don't think it's a Grand Canyon.
you forget how bad they were in 2007, bro. Like when this guy
No, I
left,
don't.
when this guy left, everybody got ejected from the league, bro. Like these guys were not NBA players.
And what
You
happened?
can say you
what
can say
happened?
Hito,
Yeah.
you can say Hito Turkoglu was like not all-star level, but he was definitely an NBA player. Like Boobie Gibson was not an NBA player. Boobie Gibson was definitely a G League player for sure. And he was like the third best player on that team.
What year was the Cavs finals? 2007.
2007.
Yeah, it was LeBron, Larry Hughes, Eric Snow,
bro.
Ilgauskas.
Ilgauskas had a yeah.
Ilgauskas wasn't skilled. He wasn't athletic. He was overweight. Like he was just a.
He's just a
stayed in the
tall
league. He was-
motherfucker.
He
You
was
can
a
say the
7-foot
same.
guy. He was
You
a
can say the
7-foot.
same shit about Hito Turkoglu.
I was
bro.
just gonna say, if you're gonna
Come
put
on,
prop
bro.
up
You
Hito
gotta-
Turkoglu over
Ilgauskas has been in. Ilgauskas has been in the league
Yeah,
for
wait,
a long time before.
Dredis
he-
or Hito every time.
Like yeah, Hito was definitely skilled. Y'all tripping.
Anderson Varejao, he stayed in the league for a while. Shannon Brown.
Anderson Varejao, is that the sword you're trying to?
I mean,
Anderson
are you gonna
Varejao
say?
is
Are you
known
gonna
for
say?
one
Are you
thing.
gonna say? Are you gonna say Michael Petrus was like that much better than Anderson Varejao in terms of staying in the league? Like, if that's your
the
argument,
difference is
Yeah.
the difference is that Michael Petrus was like the 7th best player in Orlando. Anderson Varejao was what? The Cavs' 4th best player?
I have him as
He
six
was their backup center, wasn't it?
based on points.
No, I'm saying like in terms of like the most effective player. Anderson Varejao was probably number 4.
LeBron, Boobie Gibson, Ilgauskas, Drew Gooden.
Sasha Pavlovich.
Hey, he was averaging 11 and 3. That's like fucking that's Ray for Alston's numbers, and you said he was balling that year.
Nah, but like that's where our disconnect comes. Like you're just looking at numbers. Like Rafer Alston was significantly better than Boobie Gibson. And if you disagree, you're not watching the games.
I guess
Like,
that's
for real,
some
like,
games.
skip to my
Gibson
loop.
was-
Significantly better.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes.
I
Like what
guess.
could Boobie Gibson do?
He was supposed to be able to
He
shoot.
could put up 11 and 3 a game apparently.
Nah, but how does he do that? By shooting open threes. That's literally the only thing that he can do.
Are
The
you
only
serious? That's
Yeah.
I'm looking at this.
that was literally the
2007
Orlando Magic's game plan. That's all
I'm-
anyone on that team did.
But
I'm looking
Rafer
at this
Alston,
2007 Cavaliers roster, and they look like they got this a very similar roster to the Magic. Like I don't see where you're trying to like
No, I mean I'll admit
like who's
that
the second best player on that Cavs team?
Larry Hughes. Like
Larry Hughes was a bum.
what you mean? Rashard Lewis was a bust. Rashard Lewis was
Rashard Lewis made an all-star team though.
Rashard Lewis was at the
So
end
did
of his
Zydrunas
career,
Ilgauskas.
just like fucking Larry Hughes.
He
bro.
did?
Come on.
No.
Yeah.
I'm saying-
Didn't make no all-star team.
I'm saying Larry Hughes, his entire
Trunas
career
made
was a
2 All-Star
disappointment.
teams.
Like they
For real?
drafted him on the
Yes.
Sixers, so he could be Allen Iverson's number 2, and he
what about
proved
Wa-
that he couldn't do
Oh
that.
wow.
What about
He
Washington Wizards, Larry Hughes?
I mean,
I don't think he was a bum. Like I think Larry Hughes had like at least 1 or 2 good years with the Cavs as well too.
I mean, he wasn't that guy, Kenny. Like he wasn't a
He's like-
legitimate number 2 option.
He was putting up like 17, I believe.
They had sharpshooter Damon Jones on their team. It's a Miami Heat legend right there.
LeBron
Harris.
baptized him when he was in Miami, dog.
I think you guys are tripping, man. Like
I
and
think
then
you're-
I mean, I will concede that the Cavs are the worst team to make the finals, but I
by
think
by a
that-
long shot.
I
Like in the
don't know.
history of the
I
NBA, in the history of the NBA, that is the worst team to ever make.
okay,
the
maybe in the
finals.
history of the NBA, yeah.
Yes.
I'm saying in the last 20 years, that Magic team is at best bottom 5 in the last 20 years,
Yeah, but
21
like,
years.
I
You-
mean,
like,
look,
we're
look at
naming-
what we're
I
comparing
don't. I
them to,
don't
though.
think they're that much better than that Cavs team was. Like that Cavs team was bad, but that Magic team was not that good. Like Dwight carried that fucking team.
But how did he do that? Like I think you're overestimating like his ability in the post. Like me and Kenny had this debate before too. Like I don't think he was some elite post player,
Dude, he was regarded as like one of the 3 best players in the league for like
but not as
4 years
not as
span.
a not an
You're talking
offensive
about
post
you're
player.
talking like offensively.
Like it was
but
him. It was him, LeBron,
Listen,
and Kobe.
You
Nah,
couldn't keep the,
not as an offensive player though.
you couldn't keep the man off the glass.
I mean,
bro.
not
Like,
just offensively, no, but yeah.
No, but I'm
I mean, I'm talking about an
it-
all-around player. Like,
no, but I get you. I get you.
That's tough.
Defensive-
To say he was top 3, that's tough, bro.
dude,
Defensively,
He was.
listen,
that's what it was. Yeah, like,
listen. Defensively,
D Wade
Dwight
was the top
Howard-
3 then, especially
he
in
was.
that
He
time.
wasn't being called a top 3 player right then. No.
in 2009. I'd argue Dwight Wade.
Yeah,
was
maybe in
definitely a top 3
09.
player. I mean, that's the
But-
year they made the finals. What are we talking about? So, Dwight Howard, in terms of his defense and his boards, like Kenny mentioned, was elite, one of the greatest of all time. But in terms, like we're talking about, like how did they score points, right? Like
I mean,
how did these guys?
They'd
How
have
did
5. They'd have 5 guys jump on his back to stop him from getting like the easiest dunks that he
Nah,
could
that's,
get.
that's not it.
Yes,
That's not it.
yes, that's literally was their
They
game
li-
plan, and
they
then
literally
he'd
would-
dish it out and they'd shoot threes.
That's
Like,
all
it
it
was.
was.
In,
It's not no
it was in
five
and out.
guys,
It was.
It's
in,
not no
yes,
five guys.
yes, it was.
they was literally tossing the ball to Dwight.
Yeah, he would
Yeah.
just
Double
they
team.
they'd look like Jameer
Throw it
Nelson
right
would
back
throw.
out to a 3-point shooter.
Yeah.
That's what it was. Like they would throw it out to him because Dwight Howard was so big and so athletic. Like nobody in the league by themselves could stop him. But you could say that about any superstar, right? Even today. Like all these guys demand double teams, right? So the double
In the
team will come in.
paint, the only other person I know now that's that dominant is Giannis. Maybe Jokic.
Yeah.
What?
Joel Embiid is definitely getting double team on a block too.
So
though.
you're telling me Jokic and Giannis are the only people getting double teamed in the league today? Is that really what
No,
you're telling
no,
me?
I'm
Is
talking
that-
about in the
is that
paint.
the
I'm
sword
talking about
you're
in the
about to
paint.
die on?
I'm talking about
He's
in the
talking about in
paint.
the paint. He's talking about in the paint.
Now
Okay,
Joel Embiid is
And
definitely getting doubled in
Joel.
the paint.
Okay, Joel.
Now, Miami was doubling him the other night. It served no
So
justice.
I mean,
So we're
Homer
talking
got
about
who does
shut
shootouts.
Who does Miami have playing center right now? Omer Yurtseven,
Omer
like I
Yurtseven,
said,
the
a G
guy.
League man. Come on.
Like I said,
Nah, he legit backup center.
like I said, this applies to all the superstars in the league at any given point. All like the top 25, 30 guys demand double teams.
Dwight wasn't just getting double team though; he was getting triple team.
He wasn't getting no triple teams. Like you really got to rewatch the. Like he's really not as talented in the post as you believe he is, bro. Like
It
he had
didn't
like
matter.
3 moves.
He was that physically demanding. Like he was that big and
He
that
didn't have-
powerful and that
he didn't-
athletic. Like
He didn't
all he
have
needed
foot-
to do was
he
get
didn't
within.
have- Yeah, he didn't have footwork, bro, but he was dominant still,
Yeah,
bro.
he could.
Like,
He was catching fucking alley oops from the free throw line and dunking them. Like Jameer Nelson could not throw an alley oop anywhere near him, and he was still putting them in. Like he
Listen,
was just
like
a
that.
physically
that-
imposing presence. Like
It's one of those situations where like they both benefited, right? Like once you put a bunch of shooters around Dwight, it helped him dominate more because the defenses
did.
couldn't just focus on him. And because the defense had to always have at least 1.5 guys on Dwight at all times, it opened up about a bunch of shots. It was mutually beneficial. It wasn't like LeBron James, where LeBron James is running your offense by himself. Like you plug in LeBron James with any offense, and he becomes the offense. That's not what Dwight Howard was doing. Dwight Howard was just posting up guys who couldn't guard him, and if the double team came, he would just throw it back out. That's really what the offense was.
Dwight Howard in his
Like-
second season was averaging 16
this
and 13.
nigga, this nigga really thinks like 5
His
niggas
sophomore-
was in the paint.
His sophomore year, he's
5
putting up
niggas was in the
16,
paint.
13. 17, 13 his third year. 21 and 15 his fourth year. Like
I mean, like the most dominant post players are putting up like Joel Embiid is like putting up like 30 and fucking 15
okay,
on the regular.
the league is like completely different today. Like it's so offensively geared. Like
Yeah, I mean,
and
but
Joel
like, that's
Embiid is a shooter.
what the centers in the 90s were doing too, bro.
How do you think, and this may kind of derail the conversation, but let's say you take that Orlando Magic team then and put them into the East right now. How do you think they would fare? Like you're talking about like
That's not-
prime
that's-
Dwight and shit.
they're
I mean,
they're
Impossible to
they're
do.
fucking. I would think they're like freaking barely making the playoffs, man. 8 seed
The
probably.
game's so different now. Like it's
It's that half court offense wouldn't work today. Like they'll just run them to death.
yeah,
Yeah.
just pace alone is like
Yeah, it wouldn't work. Like a lot of the Orlando Magic, like what made them work was that they just slowed the game down and threw it down low. They basically dominated the pace by slowing it down. You can't do that today.
Yeah, they barely throw it in the paint like that.
So then, I guess going off of that, then when people try to compare teams like the Bulls teams to modern day teams, then why is it such a high, like, nah, those Bulls would definitely win?
I mean, it depends what type of rules you're playing against. Like if you put the Warriors back in like '96, like it'll be really tough for the Warriors.
If you put the Bulls in today, you think the
it'll be
Warriors
tough
are
for
got it?
them. Yeah, it'll be tough for them. You know, like they're built for the time that they're in. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's pretty much true.
I mean, MJ's a freak, so it's it's obviously always going to be a chance when you have Michael Jordan on your team.
Yeah,
I wouldn't put him lower than a 4 seed, but
Does he have Scottie Pippen too though? Because
Pippen, Rodman,
before Scottie Pippen, took a lot of L's.
But like, fuck off. This nigga loves to talk about that shit. But then, like, let's talk. All right, so let's talk about LeBron in 2007. Let's talk about LeBron in 2007.
I'll trade Scottie Pippen for
LeBron in 2007. He took him to the finals. The worst team ever.
And he got fucking swept.
I know, but it was the worst team ever.
He's played 3 Hall of Famers.
Nigga, he would have lost against any team.
Yeah. Bro, they weren't beating any team in the West.
How dare he make it to the finals?
How did that happen where it's like the West just got so stacked for so long?
You know, I think about that all the time. Like everybody says that it's because of Michael Jordan, but that doesn't even make sense. Like
they draft better.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's because during the Michael Jordan era, like the Western teams weren't really all like that. And then like in the more modern day era, that's when
the West has been dominant for a while.
I mean, I tried to make
San Antonio and the Lakers for a minute, right?
Yeah, but like a bunch of other teams were good in that era.
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
You know, like Sacramento,
they had to be. They had to be to keep up with San Antonio and
like free agents was just running from the East, man. Like they were just signing with the West.
The mellow Denver Nuggets, like they would always win a ton of games. Memphis, Mike Conley, the Grindhouse, like they do, they won a bunch of games, enough games to like make the playoffs. Have a winning record.
Phoenix with Nash and them.
Like you think all these teams that we named are just teams that were built from the ground up. They were just built the right way. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. Like the East just has a bunch of incompetent GMs. I guess I don't
know.
Well, really, in the East, it's like it was wherever LeBron was. Miami's been competent for a while, and then like early in 2000s, Detroit, but they haven't been relevant since.
Fell the fuck off and stayed off. Like
still
Boston's always in it. Like I mean, they're not good. Boston, they've always. I mean,
they had a few years, conference final runs. Yeah, plus the big 3, KG and them. The Magic had their little window as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the West. I feel like the West has just always been more
consistent. East is just top heavy. They're just real top heavy.
Yeah.
Is there?
This year though.
Yeah, this year's like there's more balance. It seems like.
Yeah. This year,
I think the East is. I think the East is better than the West this year.
I don't know.
You don't think?
Yeah, I think so.
As far as like how Austin was saying, kind of balance wise, like I think the East is more competitive than the West is.
I mean,
like who are the 7th and 8th seeds in the East?
I think like the Hornets and
the Celtics. Or I think the Knicks are 8th right now.
I thought it was the Wizards
the Raptors.
were 8.
The Raptors are 8. Yeah, Hornets 7, Raptors 8.
Yeah.
Like if we put the Raptors versus the Lakers,
the Lakers 8th seed right now.
Or are they the 7th seed?
They're the 7th, but they both have 21 wins.
I'll take the Lakers.
Raptors just beat the Bucks last night, man. That shit hurt.
Yeah.
Did Fred VanVleet go off? He probably did. Jip and snapping. No, it was Siakam that went off against y'all, right?
Yeah, Siakam had like 30 or some shit like that. He a bitch.
He hitting you with the spin move.
Yeah, bro. The spin move. The spin move got us.
Yeah.
The fucking spin move. Yeah.
All I know is the Hawks are 8 games underneath 500.
Bro, I don't think
Their
the
defense
Lakers
is
could
so
get.
bad.
You're
So
happy about
happy,
that,
bro.
man?
Yeah.
That defense
I have
is
money
so
on
bad.
them.
The Knicks are
In the
still trash,
playoffs.
bro.
Okay,
the playoffs.
if the Hawks don't even make the play-in tournament and the Knicks do, I win.
Oh wait, yeah, shit. I
Who
made
has,
that bet.
who has a
didn't I?
bet?
It's
I think
$50
it's
on
against all
further
of us.
advancement between Knicks and Hawks. I got
was
the
50?
Knicks, and like 3 of y'all got the Hawks.
It was
Or
50.
3 or 4 of y'all.
Hawks.
something
Yeah, it
like
was
that.
50. It was
You
50.
took that 50 for all them bets, bro.
Yeah, it was like 4 of us that stacked
Yeah.
against them. He makes $200 if they don't make the playoffs.
That's
Or
why.
he lose 200.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be the first time.
That
Yo,
nigga was on layaway.
I don't think the
So,
Lakers
for
could
real.
even fucking make it
And then
past the 5 seed with like how far behind they are. Like even because I think it's like a
It's a 3-game difference between 5 and 8, 5 and 7.
it's 3.
The Mavs are 5. Yeah, they're 3 games ahead of the Lakers right now. The Mavs.
Sorry, so I'm saying the highest they could get is the 5. Like that's
I mean-
their ceiling this year is the 5th seed.
Look at David. He's formulating. He's like, I gotta fight this. I gotta fight this.
No, I mean we'll see what happens when Anthony Davis comes back, man. Because somebody made a comment in the chat like, "Oh, David going mad hard for the Lakers because they got LeBron and Russell Westbrook," and it's like guilty. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Bro, they're 7.5 games from
They don't play
the 4th
defense.
seed.
Like, I mean, and the 4 seed is who? The hottest team in the NBA? Oh no,
No,
U-
there's the
Utah.
Jazz now, yeah.
Memphis, the hottest team in the NBA. They were 4 seed like a couple days ago, but
What are they?
now,
The 2 seed now?
they're 3
Three.
now. They're 3 now.
Three.
yeah, the 3 seed.
Who's
That
number
boy
1?
John
Is it
Morant's
still
a problem,
Phoenix?
bro.
Yeah, it's still Phoenix. Dude, Durant is out 4 to 6 weeks, so that's gonna be interesting to see
That's
how
tough.
that's gonna shape
Well,
out in the East.
They'll probably fall off to a bottom,
Yeah.
4 through or a 5 through 8 seed. They might benefit from that shit.
Yeah, I
Nah,
think
they got a top 25 player in James Harden on their team. They'll be straight.
And they got Kyrie on the road. And they might be
Mm.
willing to pay the fine and just
Yeah.
all right,
pay
They're
so
gonna
Kyrie
pay-
at home.
They're gonna pay those fines.
so they
man. They're
can't
rushing.
If-
do that
Was
because
paying the fine an option to begin with? Like,
no,
No.
because the NBA said no. The NBA
Yeah.
the NBA
Now the
shut it
NBA
down.
is like, shit, we need to make some money.
Yeah. The NBA
We
said
need
that
Kyrie back.
you can't do
Yeah.
that.
You know them
Kyrie
Russian
won.
people gonna pay that, man.
Yeah.
Kyrie won.
Kyrie. It is wild though that they are letting him be a part-time player though.
That man's impeccable layup package.
That
is-
man
is
got a
worth
set
it.
schedule, and at first they're like, nah, but motherfuckers is coming around. He said his availability.
Who's more skilled, Kyrie or Curry?
Kyrie.
That's tough for me
I
because
don't
it's like
know.
I feel like
They're like so good at
ball
different
handling.
things.
is I think
Yeah.
Kyrie's got a strong advantage there because
See, I
he can
think
dribble himself out of any situation.
I
But it's
think
like Curry, he'll throw that bitch up to Draymond, run around, catch it,
It's-
and then
I,
it's a
I really,
bucket.
ball.
I really don't think that Curry and Kyrie's dribble package are that far off.
No.
I think Curry will fuck you up.
Yeah. But Kyrie's
He
finishing.
he will,
is
but it's like not as bad as Kyrie will. Like
Yeah.
Kyrie's ISO game, I feel like is stronger than Curry's.
I think
Yeah.
Kyrie's handle is better by a little bit, but then his finishing like
Yeah.
at the rim
Yeah.
I think is a lot
I think
better
it's the
than
best.
Steph's. Like I think
Like-
Steph's is good, but I think Kyrie's is a lot better than Steph. Granted,
Yeah,
Steph
he-
is a much better shooter.
yeah.
Thank
Yeah,
Kyrie.
like that's what I was gonna say. Like, isn't shooting from the damn bleachers a skill?
Yeah.
Off
Oh no,
a
yeah.
step back. Yeah, so I think it's
Yeah.
a skill too, but it's like
That's what I'm saying. It's hard for me.
I
to
don't
pick
think
one.
that
It's like-
is the percentage of Kyrie. Like, would you rather have Steph Curry dancing and doing a step back or Kyrie dancing and attacking the rim?
Kyrie's
Like,
kind of.
I'm gonna
I'd
take
rather-
Kyrie
like-
attacking the rim.
I think
I-
Kyrie's all around is more skilled than
Like if all right, so let's say this because neither one of them are super athletic. This is actually kind of interesting now that we're getting into it. Neither one of them are that athletic. So what makes Curry a better player than Kyrie?
It's the
like, he can
shooting.
shoot from anywhere. Yeah.
It
Yeah,
isn't shooting a skill.
it is.
Yeah.
So
Who's
shouldn't
saying it's
Curry be more skilled than Kyrie?
But Kyrie has like if you're going from so there's
I
shooting,
think Kyrie's pretty
dribbling,
athletic.
and finishing, and I think Kyrie has 2 of the 3.
yeah.
That-
Kyrie's footwork is impeccable too, man.
But like then what makes Curry a better player?
I don't know.
The
Just
Don't say shooting. Don't say
Hey, yo,
shooting. That's a
no,
Is
skill.
Kyrie top
honestly,
5? Is that what you're
makes
getting
him
at?
better? Is
Yeah,
the
that's
fact
what it sounds like.
Kyrie's
makes
top
him
5?
better. What makes him better is that a 3-point shot is worth more than a 2-point shot.
Although,
And
I mean, I
he's
don't know.
perfected
This
that
is
shot.
statistically, this is Steph Curry's worst shooting year of his career, ain't it? Or
He's in a
in
slump
recent
right
years?
now,
Yeah,
but
he's in
Yeah, but
a
the thing is,
slump.
this slump goes back to like fucking November.
No,
I mean,
December.
What?
It was like when he
I
was
don't know,
chasing.
dog.
It was when he was chasing the 3-point record, which he got in December.
Yeah, but even since the days that he broke it, like he's still having
Like I said, since
Like-
December.
rough shooting games.
This
Since
is his worst.
December.
This is his worst 3-point shooting year in a while. I mean, if
But
you
no, field
count,
goal
like the year
percentage
he got
too.
hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
You
I
know,
mean,
yeah, ignoring
he's
that
still
year, of
shooting
course.
42% and almost 40% from three. Like,
Yeah. Which is
I
crazy.
mean, well,
insane.
so that's the thing. Like Curry's shooting 38% from three. Like it's a lot of dudes shooting 38% from three. That
yeah, but he's
People
also
have,
Yeah,
he's
but
also
he's also
hitting like
averaging 26 points a game,
and he's hitting like 5 threes a game, and he's shooting 38% on like
And he's
13
also shooting
attempts.
from the goddamn bleachers.
Bleachers,
Are we
yeah.
not gonna
Yeah.
cover that? Like,
yeah,
how many guys shooting 38% are shooting it from the bleachers?
yeah, the difficulty
Everybody
of
in LA
shots,
Fitness.
the difficulty of shots.
And none of
What?
them niggas are 38%, Kenny. I
Nah.
was there today. Yo, I pinned a nigga shit today, bro. Like, as a 30-year-old man, that makes me feel so good. Like, I looked at homie like, yeah, nigga, like, fuck you doing?
Man.
oh, you was hooping today?
Yeah, I put that nigga shit on the backboard, David.
That's
that
awesome.
shit was that was a good feeling.
That's awesome.
sick
That's
invite.
good, bro.
I've
Wait.
done that before.
I like
That
basketball.
nigga knees
So
gonna
cool.
hurt for the next week and a half.
I was about to say.
Nah, it was actually my ankle, Peterson. It was my ankle. As soon as I stepped down, I was like, I had to look down at that nigga.
Yeah, you gotta have good insurance, man, to move like that, bro.
Yeah, I got Uncle Sam, bro.
That nigga said, God.
I ain't got no insurance, so I don't hoop. That's why I'll be on the
Got
computer.
no insurance, nigga. This ain't Jamaica, bro. Get yourself some insurance.
Yeah, bro. Why don't you have insurance, Kenny? That's kind of wild, no?
Wow, yo, the
Hey,
Chiefs
man,
are bored,
nigga
bro.
acting
Travis
like a-
Kelce just threw a touchdown.
This
Yeah,
nigga acting
bro.
like he don't get coronavirus every other week and shit.
Hey, I smoke weed, man.
Yeah, that shit ain't stopping you from getting corona.
Fuck you.
Oh shit.
Nigga, this nigga thinks is it breast cancer awareness month, or is that next month?
That's
I
October.
thought that was
bro.
October.
I think that's
Yeah,
September.
Yeah,
that
Kenny,
nigga
you
way
off,
off.
bro. Kenny, you
Chris,
off, bro.
Why you always hating on somebody with a hat, bro? You can't wear
I'm
hats,
bald
bro.
as shit, bro. 'Cause I'm bald as shit.
Put one on, man. I do your thing.
I got some big ass headphones, and I already got a big ass head. You gotta think like the elevation. It just wouldn't look right. Niggas talk about the Orlando Magic were trash. Y'all niggas didn't have cable in 2009.
I have photos of us at Buffalo Wild Wings watching the games together.
Nigga, I'm never with you, bro. I don't claim you, nigga. The fuck? White people always claiming some shit that's not true. The fuck?
Said it was my.
Nigga, we was at Buffalo Wild Wings. Where's the Buffalo Wild Wings at? Where's it at?
It was the one on Osceola Parkway.
That
Nigga,
shit
that
gone
shit-
now.
That's just an Advent
Oh,
health, nigga.
That's
it really?
Oh, man.
That shit shut down a while ago.
Damn.
Oh, that's
Like,
like,
I mean-
trash anyways.
Yeah,
That
like
shit
the
shut down
service
in
was
like
trash.
2012.
The service was trash. The food was trash, and they're like in the corner of a Walmart parking lot. Like, who could have not
Yeah.
seen that shit coming?
Yeah.
Then the people that went there was trash. Hence Chris and Austin. No playing.
Yeah, I mean, we live in Kissimmee, nigga. That's applicable to every business in Kissimmee.
Yeah. Yo, the servers used to hide in the back too, man.
You stupid.
Sure.
For real.
I fucking ran on a bill out there.
Fuck.
What a piece of
Look,
shit.
That's incriminating, dog. Why would you say
You're-
that? on
Look
camera?
You're bringing down my
Look at the
community.
background.
I don't even want to see this nigga's wardrobe, man.
Uh, this nigga's walking away
It's
from
people
a
like
fucking,
you that give us a bad rap, man.
This nigga's walking away from this nigga's walking away from a $16 Buffalo Wild Wing bill. What the fuck is wrong with him?
Me?
Bro, nah,
You look
I
like
did
you
that
hit-
shit.
You look like you hit some bad hookah, man.
Me?
No, you talking about
this nigga
Chris's
Chris.
picture.
Nigga, I was born looking like I hit some bad hookah. Nigga. Fuck you.
Bro, I got talked into it by one of our football players, and it was a bad look, bro.
Nah, man.
it
Don't
was
blame
just-
them. You need to take responsibility for your
You
actions.
gotta
Nah,
take
it's definitely-
responsibility, bro.
All right, bro. So it was, what is wrong with this guy, Austin? Dog?
This nigga really went out his way. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right,
what
so-
year?
all right,
He brought the receipts.
I
no,
was there.
prove that was Buffalo Wild Wings.
Yeah, there you go. Boom.
Okay.
Hey,
Okay.
Bro.
Uh-oh.
that could have been somebody's house.
I don't know what y'all niggas was doing in that year, bro.
Oh, Kenny mad he came to the party late, bro. Kenny
Right,
probably Rookie's probably the latest Woodcrest member.
You want to see my proof that this was definitely the Buffalo Wild Wings?
Yeah, I want to see the
Uh-oh.
proof, nigga.
He gonna put some weird ass shit on this.
I swear to God.
A picture
You
of
put a
Sidney
picture-
Sweeney.
You put a picture of your dick, you will never record with us again.
Oh shoot, who's that guy?
Oh, that's this nigga dad, Noel dad.
Wait, what's this? I can't even
That's-
see it.
Noel's dad.
He
Yeah, what
love
about it?
Buffalo. That nigga.
What
love
about it?
Buffalo Wild
Where
Wings.
was the only place he was ever posted at?
Yeah.
Where am I at?
With
Where am I at?
kids too.
Where am I at?
I'm sorry, I didn't get a photo of all of us
Oh,
there.
well, shit, that was a different night then, nigga. Go fuck yourself.
Damn. Got him.
He got me.
Nigga Austin trying to use his suburban logic on a Dominican. Like, this is not gonna work,
Oh.
nigga.
Wait, you're screwed.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
The
I took
receipts
mad-
are coming
I took
in.
Mad
And
pictures
Chris?
that night.
Why you tried this guy, bro? He has the receipts clearly, bro.
Yeah, what's that? What,
Damn.
He caught that nigga in 4K.
nigga, that looks like a movie theater to me.
Yeah, it still hasn't changed for me. I guess I see it last. I don't know. My
I
shit's
don't know
trash.
any of those people. Go fuck
I
yourself.
was back there like this in 4K.
That was you? I thought I was Richardson or something.
Nah.
Racist.
Yo, so switching gears here. Chris, you put on the list here long-term effects of social media, which I think is a very interesting topic, actually. The social media is, for as much of a good that it is, it's also a pretty decent bad as well. On that front, is there anything that you want to start with as far as like what you were thinking specifically when you added that onto the list?
So like energy drinks, right? Like Monsters and all them shits. Them shits are relatively new. Like we don't have any like 60-year-olds that have been drinking Monsters for 40 years. So we don't really have any like long-term data. You feel what I'm saying?
Okay.
And I feel like that it's the same way with social media, where like I feel like social media has some pretty blatant deteriorating effects on people's mental in terms of like what people feel like they have to do, or like you see these chicks that like they make it like they got their whole thing set up like they're traveling every week when we don't damn well they're at fucking home all the time. Or like the expectations that social media kind of makes you feel like you have to achieve. And I don't know what we're gonna look like 30 years from now. I feel like these algorithms are starting to get smarter. I don't know. I feel like it's interesting to think like the long-term effects of this shit.
I don't think social media has a crazy negative effect. I think social media allows people. I feel like a lot of people was doing a lot of this dumb shit prior to social media. Now social media allows that shit to be in the forefront. Like it made the world flat instead of like, you know, when we went to school, like my 9th grade year was like toxic as fuck, like at Gateway. Like every chick at one point they created like the pregnancy pact and all this shit. Now, like for real, crazy as fuck. There was like 50 something chicks that got pregnant at the same time. Like wild, right?
Oh,
On purpose?
Yeah, like they created this pact to do it, and they just went out there and just wild out and got pregnant. But now social media got access to it, so now you think the world is crazy. Imagine back in, because we started high school with 04. 04.
Damn, y'all motherfuckers old.
Yeah.
2010.
05.
Suck a dick, rookie. No, we started in 04. We started in 04.
Oh, so imagine Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, Facebook was booming in 04. You would have thought the world was just as crazy or crazier because now you could shine light to it versus, you know what I'm saying? Like,
So
I feel like it's just made the world flat.
So there's a couple angles to that, but an interesting thing that I was kind of just thinking about, where I think something that we don't necessarily put value in or really think of until now is, I think a lot of like job shortages and labor shortages in like, blue collar type of industries are going to continue to happen and explode because of social media, right? Like,
It should though.
Yeah, it's advancing. Society's advancing.
Yeah. But then when you ain't got no more farmers, right? That's gonna be able to make food, and you ain't got people working these manufacturing jobs. Like I'm saying, I'm not saying it's like
make your own food, nigga.
Obviously, it's
you hop on social media, you learn how to make your own food.
Yeah. Like obviously, it's
YouTube
good for people to strive for bigger and better things. You know what I'm saying? And like on that front, but I'm just saying where when you look at these manufacturing jobs that the fucking country depends on, right? And it's getting the list of people that want to do that shit is getting shorter and shorter. Like, there's a certain age group that's working those jobs, right? It's the older heads. Like, there's not young kids that are trying to work those jobs. So, like, I think it's going to be interesting to see what happens where everyone is trying to get social media
that's not
famous.
A social media issue.
That's not social
You don't
media.
think that's a social media thing?
No,
that's you need to pay me more issue.
Yes, and it's access
Bro,
to
but
better,
they could get
it's access to better sources of income. These fuck ass jobs. Inflation boomed, and dog, before coming back to Nike this go around, now I get paid 15 an hour, 15 and some change. That's like before this go around, them niggas ain't pay me no more than $9 an hour. Like, so what changed between then and now? Like, the significant boom is because motherfuckers don't want to work these sorry ass jobs anymore because they got access to make more money in different ways.
Exactly. And you talking about manufacturing, like these manufacturing jobs aren't going to be here within the next 20 years. You're going to have robots.
Shit don't scare you, bro?
No.
Because they said that there's going to be a bunch of other jobs that replace them. Yeah, but I'll tell you what, though. Two definite ways that social media did change us for the better was socially.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. And then also, right, like,
there's an argument for the other way.
It's both ways, yeah.
It's both ways, y'all right. And then also, but like, we wouldn't even like be focusing, this conversation wouldn't even happen if it wasn't for social media, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And then also, like, with kids, like this whole like meme stock shit, like this whole like you can be in charge of your own finances, where the majority, we can dictate the stock market. That was also a social media thing.
That's just crazy.
So like, it definitely has an effect on us. It definitely has an effect on society.
Yeah.
But in ways that any form of technology will, because people assume technology is just like computers and stuff like that. When the wheel was first invented, instead of taking 30 days to get from here to Miami, now 3 hours. You get what I'm saying? So that's going to be with any type of advancement in technology. But people look at social media and be like, oh my gosh, it's the devil. No, the fuck it ain't. Like, now motherfuckers have access to information. Even
galore.
With the access to social media and other stuff, the information that certain groups of people had, like stocks. At one point, we wasn't even privy to stocks. It was only the elite or certain forms of society. Or now any Joe Schmo from the street could pick up this supercomputer and be like, let me research how to even get into stock. One of my homeboys is a crypto millionaire. Like, I used to work side by side with the motherfucker. Like, he was broke as hell. He used to come to work complaining borderline crying at work, all that shit, damn near every day. And now the motherfucker come to work and like, I don't really care. Like,
okay, so besides that, because I'm glad you brought that up. Also, like the access to information, because like there's no filter on social media, right? Like you can, most people political opinions are based off of like memes and shit.
Yeah.
Right. And that's also extremely problematic. Like there's a huge portion of this country who still believes this last election was rigged, and that's because of social media.
But people was been doing shit like that back then, though.
Like, give me an example.
A lot of people wasn't even properly educated on who to vote on.
Give me another example of some shit on this scale. Like this is the first time we've seen niggas run into the White House.
I mean, if you look at Gore,
that's on social media.
You look at Gore and Bush. There's a lot of people that thought that election was rigged for a long time on the other side because they were like, "Oh, the recount, blah 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 blah."
Yeah, but like that shit was rigged. Though. Like,
I know, but
that shit was rigged. Though. Like the evidence is definitely there. Like the Gore thing, like the evidence is there. But like with this, it's just a bunch of people saying that it is. There's no evidence.
Right. But
it's just like a bunch of
people. It was one guy
evidence.
that said it was rigged, and then it fucking trickled down to everybody.
Yes. So like the thing about social media is that like the facts are getting blurred, where it's just like, what's a fact? You know what I mean?
I think that access is too accessible, and even though that sounds redundant, because I feel like without social media, if Trump was still in office, he wouldn't be as powerful. But he was, because the media hated him, so he wouldn't be as powerful. But if he
Fox News,
if he would have said rigged, it's just the amount of stupidity can expand more, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
If social media wasn't a thing, Trump wouldn't be president.
Nope.
Nah, hell no.
He would not even become president.
Nah,
I don't know.
He used social media.
A lot of his voting base is a lot of evangelical, low educated, not very tech savvy people. Like he's just rounding up the Bible Belt.
You don't gotta use. You're not gonna be tech savvy to use Twitter, bro. Like it's just.
I know. I mean,
especially Facebook.
I don't know if social media is the only reason he won.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
It's a big factor, though. It really is.
I mean, it helps.
It hella helped. Like,
there's a good documentary on this it's like a docudrama called The Social Dilemma. And it kind of talks about
I was actually thinking about that
evils
thing the
of
other day.
social media. It's like they're using it to spy on you. It's manipulated.
Like my bad, bro. But like television, that was a huge hurdle in a different direction, right? Because it introduced the world to a whole different angle, right? Mm-hmm. And I think this is another pivotal moment.
Yeah.
But like, what are the negative effects and what are the positive effects? And I don't know if we have enough information to say like what this is gonna do to us 20 years from now. Like,
we can see the negative effects happening right now. We can see,
like this fake news shit. Yeah. This fake news shit, I think, is a huge problem.
Yeah,
and I also
they was doing the same shit with the newspapers at one point.
They were
television, then
right. But now there's an echo chamber. Now you have a community around you that you can just scream to, and everyone's like, "Yeah, fuck yeah."
In 2003, in 2003, in 2003, if they lied in the newspaper, I wouldn't know about it.
Right.
Now on Twitter, like
no, because even 9/11 was a big ass conspiracy in 2001.
Yeah, but
that was on the internet, nigga. That was on the internet, nigga.
Yeah,
that was on dial-up. I think the internet was only in like 10% of people's households.
Yeah,
like the shit. The reason that shit spread was because of the internet, though. Like it wasn't like in newspapers. Nobody was like, "Oh, it's an inside job." Like,
I think social media, YouTube videos spread a lot of that.
MySpace in 2001.
I don't think it was that big in 2001. That's what I'm saying. I think in 2001, most people were like, "Yeah, we need to go get these terrorists." Like it was a terrorist thing.
I feel like it was more
the news swaying that opinion back.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's where most people got their information. That's what I'm saying.
Like what news was saying? What news was saying? 9/11 is an inside job.
Yeah,
CNN,
exactly.
Fox. Nobody was saying that shit.
Yeah,
but I feel I like me personally when it comes to like this social media shit. Like I kind of like this now because it's like you can kind of just do your own research when it comes to shit. Like you're not just being thrown a newspaper and having to be like, okay, it's these motherfucking terrorists. You gotta fucking like you can at least have an opinion about this shit. Like I feel like getting newspapers, watching Fox News. Everyone has one opinion back then, in my opinion.
Yeah. Like for sure. Like there's a definite downside to having a streamlined. Like there was a monopoly on information at a point in time, and there's definitely a negative effect to that. But there's definitely a negative effect to where every information is just as valid as everything else.
Yeah. There's no, and you can find the information you want to argue you can deepen your bias by getting on the internet now because everyone has
you can
some
confirm
sort of information.
What you already thought. Yeah.
And not just that, it's built to confirm your bias.
Exactly.
Like once you start liking and viewing shit,
exactly.
It'll
show you more.
Your phone locks in on that shit. Once you think about it, your phone brings that shit up. Like it's crazy.
Like honestly, I think today the divides between the two sides politically are the most extreme they've ever been.
Oh yeah.
And I think that's because of social media.
But I think that was inevitable anyways, because it's like crime rate goes up, right? Because the access
it goes down. It goes down.
No, now crime is skyrocketing. The rate of it being caught is going up at the same time because we have access to but crime is because if there's 1 billion people in the world, let's just say, because we're gonna use math. If there's 1 billion people in the world and 10% is committing crimes, right? The one is going to seem smaller versus it's almost 8 billion people in the world now, and 10% is still committing crimes.
Compared to 10 years ago, like crime is like damn near non-existent.
At Chicago, that's bullshit.
But that's a small sample size. Like
if
you compare the entire country, like crime has gone down significantly.
Yeah, if you look at it, it's like a significant drop.
Significant.
You have sources on that, pal?
I can send them to you later if you want me to.
Pew Research. They got FBI crime data. Violent crime has fallen 49%.
That's like, I was gonna say that's like another benefit to social media. Like you can look at multiple sources that will provide you different perspectives on the same thing that you're researching.
That shit just got me.
People don't know how to tell the difference between Pew Research and Donald Trump is the greatest.com.
Bro, what was that shit? QAnon? It's just a guy in his basement. I swear to God. It's just a guy in his basement. And like there's people who support QAnon in Congress.
Yeah,
that's
don't
crazy.
Know who that is or what that is.
Crazy, bruh.
What is that? Like, I don't know what QAnon is.
Really? QAnon is the guy who started
mysterious dude.
He's like a huge,
very, very far right.
Yes.
Donald Trump is like mild compared to these guys. Yeah.
Yes.
It's like this guy. It's like super conspiracy theory.
Sounds like
global elites. The whole world is ran by this cabal, demonic.
Ever heard of Pizzagate? Mill Run. This nigga's from Mill Run, bro. I'm telling you. And he is running the Republican Party right now. Like, again, that's social media. Because enough niggas sharing his shit.
Yeah.
And now it's facts.
Now it's facts.
Or it's deemed as facts.
To some people.
Yeah.
There's a good QAnon documentary.
To the people that believe in it. Exactly. Those people that had those biases had them further confirmed with what this QAnon group or person was putting out.
Like I look at a situation like Kenny, right? And my nigga's making his money. He's putting his shit out there. And that's because of social media. Like my nigga's becoming a success story, not based off of some shady ass company that he has to sign with. He doesn't have to rely on some hit record. He can create a strategy and build himself up based off of the resources that we have now today. So there's that angle. Then there's also the information angle where like a bunch of people who wouldn't be exposed to this information are now exposed. Like the best example is police shootings, right? Like a lot of people didn't know this shit was going on, or to the extent of which it was going on. And social media, like it highlighted that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But then on the other side, there's a bunch of other shit that's going on. You like I don't know. Like we can focus on this or we can focus on this, but I think it's a bigger picture that's a lot more complicated.
I feel like these motherfuckers were already crazy before social media. Yeah, they got.
That's what
No. Yeah, for sure.
We're literally just. Like now, I know my motherfucking neighbors are racist. You know what I mean?
The thing, yo, Ken,
like somebody validated they're crazy though. Like that's
what I'm
like,
saying.
Like and it back spirals then, into more craziness.
They were crazy and alone. Mm-hmm. Now they're crazy in a group.
They got a gang.
That's a huge difference.
They can spawn more craziness from that.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah. But
that's the reason them niggas ran into the White House, dog. I'm telling you, if it was just one nigga, that shit wouldn't happen.
That's
like, yo, what are you doing?
Instances though, like, because I'm even looking at rates, like violent crimes went down drastically, right? Like drastic. I think cut 50%, but then active shooters incidents spiked. Like in 2000 was 1, and then in 2018 is 27. Like, so it's just
we have a mass shooting problem for sure.
Yeah, we got a mass shooting problem, Peter.
No, but I'm just saying. I just said all that. Like, I feel like the craziness, like Kenny said, a lot of this shit, motherfuckers been crazy. Like,
nah. But why do you think we have a mass shooting problem though?
Because according to this shit, more guns is being sold. Way more guns is being sold.
I think it's a lot of it. Like, yo, I see this man doing this shit, and I want to copy his energy.
It's copycat, bro.
Hey, like Angela's White House saying, why you got to bring cats into it?
But wasn't that the same shit with like the whole like Columbine energy? Like I felt like there was no fucking social media shit back then, but we used to get those school shootings like every fucking week almost.
I mean, shit that big, you're gonna hear it in the news.
Columbine was a nationwide like tragedy. That was. Yeah. I mean, well, all these school shootings are nationwide tragedies. They're heard everywhere.
I feel like they're a beacon. Like, unfortunately, how I rationalize it is, I think they're a beacon to like all these crazy kids who are capable of doing some shit like this. Like these kids who feel super alone, who feel suicidal, and then they see some other kid doing it, and they're like, "Oh shit, I can do it too."
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And this is how I get recognized.
Even off the Columbine shit, I feel like there was other copycats off of that. It's just that like the copycats didn't get any traction, so it stopped. Now, like every single shooting gets traction, so it gets shared.
And a lot more too.
Yeah, and it's like it's a compounding effect. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then I think, Chris, you kind of hit on it in the beginning, like in your intro too. But I think, like on the mental side of things, especially for like young kids, like young little girls as well, I think social media, it fucks with their mental for real. Because like it's even like it's reported too that there's statistics supporting it that like more and more percentage of kids have gotten depressed year over year, and I think that's
depression, ADHD, anxiety,
and I think that's an exact correlation with social media too.
I think social media creates this this imaginary unsustainable bar.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like people are like, "Yo, this is what life is," but that's not what it is. That's just what you see on social media, dog. Just do you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I said, like there's all these people who like put on so much. Like we're gonna put on our nicest clothes, and we're gonna take these professional pictures. Yeah. But like that's not a representation of your life. You're just going to work. You're doing everything that everybody else is doing, but you feel like you have to post some shit that isn't a good representation of who you are.
You need to get happiness from some likes on social media.
And then it's a compounding effect because other people see it and they feel the same pressure.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
they'll see that person and think they're happy and be like, I'm trying to be kind of like similar to what we just said about these mass shooters. Like they'll see one dude and be like, I saw him do it, so I'm gonna do it too. And then like with social media, you see the person in the fly whips and this, that, and the other. So somebody else viewing that content is gonna be like,
niggas,
all right, so I need that. I'm going to do that.
Niggas are renting cars just to take pictures on them on social media, bro. Like it's
like
crazy.
$1,000 a week too.
It's wild.
They renting them for more money that they make. They saved up $20,000, only make $20,000 a year, renting out Lambos, Rolls Royce, Wraiths, and all that for $1,000 a week. So their money going down and what they're making is not even going up. And it's just like, bro, eventually you just gonna go broke because now it's just gonna equals to zero. Then you're gonna go in the negative because certain people that even go get credit cards to continue this lifestyle, max out the credit cards. Then it's like, bro.
Do you think it's a problem? Do you think it's a problem how like people can get social media famous and like actually make bread from it? Like, do you think? Because in my mind, I think that's what leads to the unreal expectations sometimes or whatever. But like,
and it's part of what society is. Like, if someone was going to find a way to make money off social media.
So. I think the problem is that the lack of transparency, because people think everybody that's famous off social media makes money. That's not true. That is not true at all. And you can, again, we got these supercomputers or Google or whatever. You can research that shit. Logan Paul made a shit ton of money last year, but not everybody that's in the same position as Logan Paul is going to make the same amount of money.
He lost a lot of money too.
It's crazy because like you'll see like these people, like a lot of social media is just like one-offs, right? Like,
yeah,
we'll make some crazy TikTok video and we'll blow up, and then we'll try to like make other videos to like maintain the wave, but more often than not we fail, right? Like it dies down. And like the shit that people are willing to do to try to maintain their wave is damn near like, I feel like that's how OnlyFans got started. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of these content creators can't keep up the wave, so they gotta like strip naked. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. And not saying that wasn't a problem even before, but like when the Visa thing happened, right? And OnlyFans was gonna shut down. Like, we're not gonna put on any like content. We're not gonna put on any adult content anymore. Like, what the fuck were these girls gonna do?
Strip club?
Were they gonna go out into the street and start selling? Like, I don't know.
And some of them, but it's true. I've watched a little mini, I guess, webisode or whatever, and a lot of them took, especially a lot of them in Cali, took back to the corner when they got scared, crazy. Or strip clubs or one-on-ones that they was doing with people that they met through certain avenues and shit. So they're gonna find someone. But what they don't realize, again, like Bella Thorne broke fucking OnlyFans, made like $1 million in fucking 4 hours. But not every chick with a decent body is gonna be Bella Thorne. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
she already had clout before the OnlyFans. She got like backlash for doing that.
Yeah.
But I was gonna bring up a question regarding this. What we were just talking about on social media, how people have like this persona to like live up to or whatever. Do y'all think that the majority of people can view other people's social media content and be like, you know, this isn't really all that there is to it? Like, because I feel like us six can look at someone's post on social media and just be like, you know, all right, they had a good day or whatever, but it's like, this is not them all the time. Like, I feel like none of us would be like compelled to be like, I'm trying to be like that. I feel like, don't you feel like the majority of people would be like more like us and be like, you know, it's just, they don't like make nothing of it. Like, I don't find like many things on social media like to be like inspiring or like compel me to like want to move in a certain direction.
That's also because we're adults though, right? So like you got to think about it from a kid's perspective. You know, like when you're in like 8th grade or you're a freshman, sophomore in high school, you know what I'm saying? Where you don't have the emotional intelligence at that time yet, and you're very easily influenced.
That makes
sense. At this point, we're like in our late 20s / early 30s, you know what I'm saying? So like who we are is like kind of already built out. So we're not like super heavily influenced off of some shit that we see off of social media, but you know, the younger generations definitely is still.
And we was born in a perfect era. We seen both. Like we
literally life without it and life with it, for sure.
Yeah. So these new kids, I be having to tell Jay sometimes, he think a lot of that, like Mr. Beast, he's obsessed with. He think a lot of that YouTube shit is real life, and I'm like, Jay, that's not real. Like, motherfuckers don't just walk up to people and hand them $1 million. This is scripted already, and then the people behave like, oh my god, he gave me $1 million. Then when the cameras go off, you got to get $1 million
give me
back.
That shit,
like, he do that for real.
He do like random stuff, not $1 million, but he'll do like he'll give away 100,000 iPhones. That's cap. He's just. A lot of them shits is like dummy iPhones and.
But how do you know that?
Because you can't just using simple math, bro. An iPhone is $1,000 a pop starting off. You're not gonna keep this trend up forever. He made good money, but he's not making that much money to be able to.
But then here's the thing, because Mr. Beast, like he's one of the biggest people on YouTube.
Of course.
Right? So he's fucking loaded. And then part of his platform is like, I could very easily see where him and Apple are doing some type of connect where they'll give him some phones for that type of shit.
Yes, if it was only iPhones, but this motherfucker do it with everything. Like, it's just if you was just doing
but you don't think he has those connections with those companies to get those products to be able to do that?
His network is not even 100 million. This nigga is giving away 100 million a year since he came out. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, to a certain extent, yes, it might be 20-30%. Just using numbers. I'm not looking up nothing, but he's not doing that shit to the extreme that everybody thinks he's doing it to. You get what I'm saying? Like, yes, he's giving away shit because he's making the bread to do so. And if you got 10 million in the bank, I could be a philanthropist in some way, shape, or form. But the way he's giving away cars and all this, no, he wouldn't be able to keep that shit up for more than 2-3 years. Like, he just can't.
If the argument is this isn't how people are in the real world, it's like most people don't have a connection with Apple or 19,000 different brands to give them free shit to give out every year.
Yeah, but that's the thing with social media, though, man. Like, that's how. But that, and like, taking Mr. Beast aside, like, that's how people make money off of social media. You have a large following, so then all these companies hit you up like, hey, here's my product. Where my product? Give out my product, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's not realistic. That's the point. Like, most people don't do that. Like, most people can't do that. Most people don't have that following. Most people don't get that kind of collaboration.
Yeah,
but I think that kind of inspires people to try to get that following as well. You know what I mean?
But by what means, though?
By any means, nigga. Like,
yeah, that's what it is. Like, that's where the problem is. Like, the goal itself isn't the fucked up part. Is how you get to that goal.
Yeah.
Because I feel like is where people get all fucked up. Where it's like, this is what I need to do. You know how many people I meet where they're like, oh, I'm going to start my own business, or I'm going to do this, or I'm going to do that. And I'm like, how, nigga?
I'm going to start a podcast.
They don't. Like, a lot of these folks can't even tell you what the plan is. They just been brainwashed into believing in order to be successful, you have to have your own brand. You need to have some sort of product that you can sell. They don't know what the fucking product is. They just know that they need one. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
And they got by so long on just saying, like, I got a product to sell that they can't even tell you what it is.
Yeah, now
a floor mat for your bed.
Now some people product is modifying their body in hopes and finding some NFL, NBA, or some type of influencer to find them so they could put them on like a Ari or because like
yo Pete, when you said that, it reminded me of a Cardi B tweet where there was a debate on whether a woman should get her teeth fixed or her body. And her response was get your body fixed so some rich
so it could pay for your teeth. Yeah, like
I was like, what the fuck?
I'm like, if everybody got a BBL out here, if every female that walk out here, like
if pussy was a stock, it would
plummet.
Yo, something I said earlier reminded me of Dave Chappelle too. When Chris was talking about, people aren't aware of police shootings like they are now, that reminded me of a Dave Chappelle. I think it was a stand-up, and he was like, "Well, honey, did you hear? They've been shooting black people up like hotcakes." It's unbelievable. Yo, Dave Chappelle. We said this before, bro, but he's the GOAT, bro. He's ahead of his time.
Dave, I'm trying to tell you about fucking my wife, and you're asking me all these political questions.
My nigga's been the GOAT, bro. He's been the GOAT. We just didn't know it.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Hey, we out about time here though, fellas.
Oh damn.
Yeah. We out about time
just
here.
Go by quick, dog.
Yeah, it really do. It's
really funny how we had two different debates and didn't reach any conclusions. We really are ignorant.
Nah, man. Hey, it's all about
I still don't know if Ray for Alston is good or not. I have no
idea. I like him.
I don't think Dwight Howard was top 3 in that time, bro.
You shut your mouth.
D-Wade was ahead of him.
I love D-Wade.
Yeah, maybe D-Wade was a better player. D-Wade was a better player than Dwight Howard in 2009, bro. You're tripping.
Okay.
I mean,
Carmelo was
I'll
a better
concede.
player.
I think
Carmelo?
Carmelo was too. I like Melo, Denver Melo, scoring title Melo
Yo, I
over
swear
Dwight
to God,
as well.
where you at? South Carolina? I will fight
In Orlando.
you. Bro, I'll fight
I'm
you.
taking Dwight then over
Like,
Melo,
That's
but
all right. Where you at? Where
comment,
you at?
subscribe. All
I'm in
right.
South. I'm in
That
South
address,
downtown,
boy.
off of
I'm
Michigan.
gonna come see you like fucking Fabio.
All right. Appreciate everyone
Got
for
that Addy.
listening. Thank you everyone for listening. Again, like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you thought of this episode, if you disagreed, if you agreed with some of the points, and if there was something that you want us to elaborate on for future episodes. Appreciate you all for joining the episode, and I'll catch you guys in the next week. All right. Bye.